Didn't I buy high heels during my semester in England? I find them deep in my closet and look skeptically at the heels. They are wickedly high. In England, there were a number of occasions when high heels for women and ties for men were a necessity. I'd bought these shoes, but because I was terrified of falling flat on my face, I looked like I was walking on eggshells when I wore them. I also towered over my dates, irritating both of us. Over the course of the evening, I usually ended up removing the high heels and dancing in stockings. Of course, the stockings ran in an instant. I suspect the stocking industry is in cahoots with the high heel industry. I squeeze my feet into the black heels and stand in front of the mirror. I look amazingly chic and sexy. Maybe too much? I snatch up the flamenco shoes and totter back downstairs to my parents. I need some advice. Which shoes are better, the high heels or the flamenco shoes? My mother looks up and is so startled that a stitch drops off her knitting needle. Darn it, she curses as she tries to recover the stitch. Now I look at my father.
Agreed, Elsa. Darn it,
he says. He wrinkles his forehead.
You're not leaving the house like that, are you? Forgive me for saying this, but you look like you belong to the oldest profession in the world.
In my mother's eyes, however, I see something that kind of looks like admiration. Oh, you look extremely seductive, Leia, she sighs. Oh, what I would have given to be so beautiful at your age.
But you were,
says my father. Oh, no, Wilhelm, my mother replies. I was such a proper little gray mouse. I wasn't allowed to look so chic. My father would have had a seizure.
I'll have one too,
my father says. He throws down his pencil impatiently and tries to sound authoritative.
Leia, I forbid you to go anywhere in that outfit.
I ignore him and hold up the flamenco shoes, asking my mother, which shoes do you like better? My mother tilts her head to the side, eyeing them critically. I like both, but I'm afraid if you wear those insanely high heels, you'll end up breaking your neck. Yes, I say, but the other shoes are a little too conservative, don't you think?
In that outfit, you wouldn't look conservative if you wore sneakers,
my father says grumpily. Yes, says my mother. The high heels are better. Picture perfect. I could have hugged her. I sometimes get the feeling she likes it when I dress up because she wasn't able to as a young woman. Just a second, my mom says. I have something for you. She jumps up and leaves the room. I hear her climb up the steps to her bedroom. Oh, what the heck? My toes are already hurting like the devil, so I sit down in the chair. To relieve the pressure even more, I bring my knees up under my chin. My father says sullenly,
Now the whole world can see under your dress.
I angle my knees a bit and softly drum my fingers on the tabletop. I just finished polishing my nails. My father shakes his head and continues working on his Sudoku. A minute later, my mother is back in the room with a small velvet pouch in her hands. She throws it to me. Here, catch! Something rattles inside. It falls to the floor and I bend over to pick it up.
I can see under your skirt again,
my father growls. I consider the pouch curiously. What could it be? I open it up and look inside. Something sparkly catches my eye. I pour the contents into my palm. It's a pair of heavy chandelier clip-on earrings. Wow, I say, thrilled. Where did you get these? They're awesome. The earrings are like the ones actresses wear to the Oscars, except they probably wear real gems. These are definitely rhinestones. Otherwise, they would be worth at least $1 million, and we wouldn't be living in a small semi-detached house on the outskirts of Bielefeld. I lift up the earrings and hold them to the light. They glitter and sparkle like a fireworks display. Try them on, my mother says, out of breath from the quick hike up and down the stairs. I position myself in front of the nearby hall mirror, carefully clipping the pendants on my earlobes. They almost touch my bare shoulders. I swing my head slightly. They tinkle and gleam in the light. They go great with my outfit, I say. Where did you get such sexy earrings? My father looks at my mother curiously. Apparently, he's asking himself the same question. My mother throws my father a quick glance and turns red. Oh, I got them on eBay. I thought it would be nice to have something sparkly for the opera or for a concert. When I got them, I was shocked to see how big they are. I thought they'd be smaller and a bit more discreet.
Well, they are definitely not discreet,
my father remarks, looking grim. He doesn't like it when my mother wears earrings at all, so I can understand.